If you have small children, please ask them to leave the room right now.
Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans right here on YouTube, Twitch, and wherever you get your podcast audio. Thank you for holding that mug up, Alicia. As you can see, this is how the show is starting out tonight.
And it's starting, like usual, with Brian Field with the super sticker. Thank you, Brian.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brian. Much love. Great way to start the show. Just to remind the folks there out there. Wow, brain fart. As we dive into this, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Check out all the links in the description, all the socials. There's merch links down there. The invite to the old Discord is down there. That's a lot of fun. Justin Miller with the tip. Oh my God. He says, let's go.
Thank you.
Wait, is it let's go or is it let's
go?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. So thank you, Justin. Much love. So, smash that like button. If you're on Twitch, you can share bits. You can sub. You can gift subs. I don't think there's a special. Yeah, there is. 20% off gifting subs right now on Twitch.
Ooh,
so
20%.
if you're Team Twitch, there you go.
Team Twitch. Do it for Ziggy Dice.
Yeah, he's got a show coming up this Saturday.
7 p.m.
And it's free on his channel.
Free 99. You can't beat that.
That's the best kind of free.
Taya.
Oh my goodness. The return of Taya Valkyrie.
Like for reals.
Full reels is right. But before we dive into stuff tonight, Bill, you've got a bit of an unboxing to do. So this is what we're going to do, folks. We're going to do a quick unboxing. We're going to hit some news, and then the three of us are going to dive into tonight's Impact Wrestling review. All right?
All right. But the question is, what's in the box?
What's in the box?
You're all wondering what's in this box.
Bell's
we're going to find out.
Bell's boy with the super sticker.
Thank you, Bell's boy.
Thank you.
I will not confirm rumors of what's in this box.
I have seen that penis.
Oh, it's not that kind.
No, that's a different box.
It is not that kind of skit tonight.
Good show.
All right. No, it's not that. No.
All right, let's. Do I open it up with my TNA keychain? Let's see.
You have a TNA? Wait a minute. Why am I even questioning this? Of course, Bill has a TNA keychain.
And why would I not?
Right?
We've opened the box.
All right. No,
All right.
Josh Matthews is not in the box. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Is Josh Matthews in the box?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
He's in the box.
Josh Matthews is actually in the box. Is in the box. I'm like, Like, why would Josh Matthews be in the box? Holy shit, it's Josh Matthews in the box.
Welcome to BTI.
Oh,
how you doing?
The micro brawler. Now, that was what? One of 300?
What a 300.
One of 300. So
you can be entertained by 299 more of me, Josh Matthews.
I'm gonna be the one to say one's enough.
I got 299 problems, and this goat's one. Hey, see you later.
Hey. Oh.
What a bum. Try the port. Bill will be here all week.
Oh, well, at least for the next 2 hours.
All right. Oh, Mayor's thumbs down. Wow.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down for the goat.
Love the
All
goat.
right.
Love the goat.
All right. Not a
But
fan of the goat.
Also a big fan of the new play-by-play man. Tom.
Tom New Name.
Tom New Name. Well, we'll get into that, J-Bud.
We will.
So I think first we should do a little bit of J-Bone's news.
Shall we? All right, let's do some news.
All right.
Jiminy Christmas.
And now, the biggest, the most anticipated J-Bone's news with a lot of news. J-Bone, tell them all about this big news.
Searching for my fake wrestling news.
All right, we'll start off by thanking Ronan Blue.
Oh, that's news.
For the tip. Thank you very much, brother.
We do own the night.
We do. Absolutely. All right, so let's start out with some good news. So a lot of stuff has come out about people showing up from other companies at future Impact Wrestling events, particularly the tapings that are going to happen in, wow, it's just a week away, guys. Holy cow. January 21st and 22nd in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It was announced that Jay White is coming to those tapings.
Mm-hmm. The return of Switchblade, King Switch.
And then just a few hours ago, it was announced that G.O.D. of the Bullet Club as well from New Japan is going to be. And what does the G.O.D. stand for again?
The Gorillas of Destiny.
Gorillas of Destiny. Thank you. I'm a little rusty on my New Japan. You have to forgive me. The Gorillas of Destiny are going to be there. And this is really, it's at first I was kind of scratching my head like, well, what the heck? They're giving everything away. But no, I get it. Impact Wrestling is trying to stay consistent with selling out these places. They're trying to sell tickets. So what do? You got to give some of that stuff away. It's understandable. So it certainly sounds like they're setting up some kind of New Japan Bullet Club invasion, something to that effect.
And let's not forget, next week, AXSTV, it's the they start airing again. It's not the new episodes those are in March, but the return of New Japan Pro Wrestling is on after Impact next week on AXSTV.
Oh, so I'm sure they're going to plug that.
Yeah, that all goes together.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, it's okay, Anna. Anna says she's not going to be here long. She's got to work in the morning. Well, we appreciate whenever, look, and we understand people want to be here live for the review because it's fun or whatever is going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes it's just utter chaos. but don't apologize. We know that life is bigger than what we're doing, so don't apologize, just drop a comment in if you watch it the next day or whatever, and just say hi or whatever, it's all good.
Interact on the socials, and then you can still come watch the videos and maybe catch me, Josh Matthews. Thanks for watching TNI.
Wow, you hear that, Alicia? The goat just won the show.
Oh, what an honor.
We'll take cheap plugs and expensive plugs.
Right? Tell them the check is in the mail, Bill. So yeah, and I don't know if we're gonna get more over the next few days, but so far, we've got.
Well, if you watch the reaction show with Jay Bode and myself, there was somebody from Impact in there and was saying, "Stay tuned for possible more announcements coming."
Oh,
he teased us a little. Big Kev.
Yeah. So pay attention to the socials. And if you're not a fan of the socials, but you don't want to miss out on stuff, hey, go in the Discord. There's always news, and I don't mean like spoilers.
Breaking news.
There's always stuff getting shared in there, so everybody keeps up to date on stuff. So that invite, that link is in the description of the video. So go check that out. So so there's the notes about the Fort Lauderdale Impact Wrestling dates. Now I know there's also some. It's not. I don't think it's like officially confirmed by anyone, but a bit of bad news, I guess. Depending if you like the guy or not. Certainly, we're a fan of him, but seems that there is. Unfortunately, no more Falaba on Impact Wrestling.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah.
All we know, he's not on the roster page.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Yeah.
So that could mean that. Not confirmed by anybody.
Yeah. No one said anything. He hasn't come out on his socials like Rohit Raju did. But yeah. So.
I don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
Yeah, we love Falaba. He's a lot of fun.
Well, it's just because it seems like we're losing a lot of our faves here. It's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah. There's something with people that have either been on the show like Rohit or ones that you get behind because
our homegrowns.
Yeah, you want to see them succeed. Fala and guys like Fala and Rohit were with the show between 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I want to say
he came in during Jarrett Global Force.
Yeah.
I saw Fala
with Mario Baraka.
That's it.
Yeah, I saw him at the baseball field show. Fala.
There you go.
Oh, during the.
It was like one of his first appearances with Impact.
Right.
It was when they were doing those,
And then it transitioned into that, yeah.
But I will say this, since it's not confirmed, maybe, who knows, with this new taping schedule, especially after a pay-per-view, 1 day of tapings, they're not going to bring in the whole roster at tapings.
Understandable.
So, but that is, all right, not on the roster page, and you follow that social media trend of not talking about Impact for like a couple weeks. So that is like, it makes you think, but who knows? Because we know Rachel's still on the roster page. So who knows? All we know is beginning of the year, there is going to be changes with all these new people coming in. There's going to be changes. That's wrestling. You're going to flip over a percentage of the roster every year.
I know it doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah, correct.
Right. Yeah, we love the panda.
I'll just say, at least I have a shirt. I have a Rohi shirt too.
There you go.
Ed, he's a Jersey wrestling guy, so he's
so
gonna be in the area.
He's on the local. Yeah, he does like a lot of Rahway shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's big with Kev's promotion there. So yeah, WrestlePro, you can definitely check him out.
I'll have to talk to David Hero, see if we can bring in Falaba maybe. Show him some Wisconsin love.
I think you'll see him again at Impact at some point. That's my prediction.
Oh yeah,
because he's a company guy, so I think you'll definitely see him.
That is one guy that you never hear any like controversy with.
No.
Like, oh, did you hear
He's such a nice person, seriously. If you guys have ever been to a show and had a chance to speak with him, very down to earth, very nice dude.
Yeah, when I see him, he always like, I'll be walking around and he'll like kind of seek me out. He'll be like, you're here.
So friendly.
And that's a great feeling when they do that. Like Daniel Spencer did that when the Blizzard Brawl came to town, and EC3 and Rohit and Jake something and all those guys, came in for the show, and Daniel Spencer reffed a bunch of the matches, and he kept in contact with me like, hey, I'm coming into town, are you coming to the show? Yeah. So and he didn't leave without saying hi to me, and we hung out for about 10-15 minutes, took a couple pictures, and even signed some stuff. And yeah, great it's great when they do that.
And that's Impact. That's what you get from Impact that you can't get from other companies. Like if you go to a live event, you get close, you can interact more. There's something different about that compared to the other big promotions out there.
Right. Where you gotta wait in line behind 1,000 people, and you got an hour to get through all that. And oh, sorry, you didn't get your turn, loser.
Hopefully they don't say that, J-Mo. How rude.
They wouldn't say that.
But it makes you feel that way. Yeah, you know that's what they need.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon whispers that as he's going to sleep every night.
Now, on the but there is, you can look at it positive or negative, depending on the storyline right now. With maybe there's some people joining the roster, James, about it.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah. That is something now. It's not confirmed by the company or said person we're about to mention, but per someone who had an interview, a French Canadian podcast had a conversation with PCO, and so news is getting spread around that he is officially signed with Impact Wrestling.
Okay.
So I've got a feeling that may, and this is big. It's kind of like the big if, maybe the way that a lot of these are, that the rest of the Ring of Honor's people that we're seeing, at least some of them, maybe following suit. That we may hear about that with Bennett and Maria. We may hear about that with Taven, possibly Vincent. We don't know. Other ones that I wouldn't hold your breath for. You never know what's going to happen. But other ones that I wouldn't hold your breath for is someone like, as we saw, Rok-C lost her title tonight. She's got another second part of a tryout coming up with Up North. So you never know what's going to happen. She lost the title. That's not a good sign. But you never know. That could have been just part of building her storyline with the company. So maybe she did. I think she's got a lot of suitors out there. So she's good. You can't blame different companies going after someone like Rok-C. She's young. She's moldable. She's teachable, coachable.
She's a talent.
She's very talented. So, who knows? Who knows?
Although I would have put it out that she's that obviously that they're doing this angle. We'll see. I think that's an unknown, big unknown. But I know we were talking about it, the whole PCO thing, since he had left Ring of Honor before they shut down or went on hiatus. It was okay, and he was former world champion, and he was most recently, his big run was in Ring of Honor, but he wasn't there at the end. So it felt like there could be more to this, and maybe. Like I think all 5 of them will be Impact. Like they're gonna, like, obviously they're Ring of Honor, but I think they're gonna be part of the roster going forward, which I'm on board with. I see. I've been wanting PCO for years, and always Mike and Maria. Taven, he's won me over near the end of his run. Wasn't a huge fan of him early Ring of Honor. The best thing about him is he was working with Truth Martini back then. But then Vincent, he was part of the Kingdom on the Indies up in the Northeast for years with TK O'Ryan and the gang. So I'm definitely this is going to be interesting. I think we're starting to see this all come together. So
yeah, so there's a lot to look forward to. You know, whether you're excited for this new blood to come into the company, or you're just watching for the sake of the storyline. There's a lot of stuff, people coming in, people going out of the company right now, and as upsetting as it is to see people go, at least this time of year, you're always going to have something fresh in the company. And hey, that is absolutely what we're getting right now ever since Hard to Kill. This is all fallout from what happened. Go ahead, Alicia.
I'm excited that Mike and Maria get a second chance for a better run with Impact.
I still believe, but yes.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, I loved them the first time around. That's why I'm like super duper ecstatic about it. But like, a lot of people didn't like their angle and stuff. And it's like, it's like, but it's like, that's how good they are at what they do, is that they were completely hateable in that role that they were given to play in this wrestling thing. Like, I'm here for it. I'm happy they're back, and I'm glad it's the Kingdom. So it's like, woo!
And everybody that was so worried about the tag division, you got the Kingdom, or what the OGK.
Okay, Kingdom. That's what they go by now.
And you got the Gorillas of Destiny coming in. If that's not making you excited about the tag division, then I don't know what's going to get you going.
You're right. So yeah, there's lots of little things going on, getting into the new year now. You got the stuff with Ring of Honor. It looks like we've got stuff coming in. We don't know exactly what, but there's obviously something in the works with New Japan, a Bullet Club angle in the company again. So which is good, because if you're going to keep Chris Bey as a part of that Bullet Club contingent, then it's good to keep some kind of cycle of Bullet Club guys from the States coming through the company here and there. It doesn't have to be on every show, every match, but keep it in front of the eyes of the visual consumer. Keep it fresh in their heads. That's very important. You pull it away from them for too long, then they start to wonder, like, oh, are we still doing this? What's going on with Bay? But he's still wearing the Finesse Bullet Club shirt. He still represents that, and he's still over like Rover. So there's no sign of that stopping. So that's great.
Yeah, you look at it, a 2-hour TV show, and you have this Ring of Honor angle. You have the New Japan stuff, plus your own stuff. That's a lot to get across. So I say good job and good luck, because that's not easy work right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, was there any other news?
Well, there is. We do have to talk about because Tommy was talking on Busted Open about Impact business.
Okay.
So a lot of people are running with it. Once again, I don't think it's super serious, but he mentioned that William Regal, as soon as he was released, he texted him and said, once again, I don't think Tommy has the authority to do this, but I think it's obvious that anybody would welcome William Regal in because of his knowledge and talent. But pretty much, if you want to be a authority figure, if you want to be a commentator, then you're welcome to come into Impact. So I'm sure beyond him, I'm sure Scott, but maybe Tommy had more of a connection with him with all of his time up there. Decided to reach out. So that's out there. Definitely news there. I know it was mentioned on one of our shows, but it happened post last Thursday. There was the announcement of the WrestleCon show, Impact.
Oh,
April
yes.
1st.
Yes.
And they're also running WrestleCon along with New Japan, who will be on the show before them. They're so it's going to be New Japan followed by Impact in the same venue. And the day before, AAA will be there. The interesting thing about this is Ring of Honor is not head-to-head with Impact, but they're like an hour off at a different venue. Now, was that just in the works? Because now it comes off, it's a little strange how it's going to come off. So it's just going to be interesting how they kind of explain that away. But maybe that was tonight partially. It's like you have representatives from Ring of Honor, but all these other ones are rogues. So you still could do something. They're in the same town. You could have an angle where I forget how long it is between venues, but obviously someone could show up at one show and then go to the other show by like the main event and make it. So you could do what I call the Phil Collins. Now, I might be dating myself with a Phil Collins reference, but Live Aid, he went across the pond. It's like Bison coming here, doing one podcast and showing up there. He did it both, but that could happen. That could happen for sure. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen at WrestleMania week, but it'd be nice if they were part of the action at WrestleCon, but that's usually what Ring of Honor does when they run shows, so they're not going to change things.
Yeah, so it's great to see that Impact is going to be represented there. It's obviously going to be some kind of big show. We don't know. There's zero details yet. We don't know. So, but they did announce the show a while. So if you go to the WrestleCon site, you're starting to see all the guests starting to pop up over the last few weeks. So,
including Kurt Angle. That's for you, Bell's boy. And that does get into another. We can talk about on the show, but there was a debut on Impact tonight.
There was. You talk about Charlie Haas.
Charlie Haas from the world's greatest tag team.
That was interesting. Now I'm curious if that's gonna be like just for this episode and next episode, or if he's gonna stick with them. We'll have to wait and see. You know what? I'm going to, just out of curiosity's sake, I'm going to go to the roster page just to see if there was
him on there.
Yeah, I'm curious. Okay, no, he's not on there yet.
Okay. Usually they don't put anyone on the roster page until they have a match.
This is true. But I don't think Tom's on here. So Masha's on here now. Rachel's still on there. I know, because Rachel's been a bit of a question mark lately. Trey. All right, so Tom is not on there yet. I'm a little surprised. They did take Matt Stryker off. D'Lo's still on here. That wasn't them. I don't think that was them writing him off. But we'll get into all that stuff later. But I think that's about it for the news.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it. Well, if there's any other news as we go through the show, we'll discuss it.
It's a great picture that just popped up here on the old website. They have the results up on the website in the news section. They have a tremendous picture here. Here, I'm going to just do a quick share screen of Rooney here. I wonder if this is courtesy of a friend of the show, Basil.
Could be. He was taking all the photos. And he even had a speaking role tonight.
This is true. Look at this. Look at this picture of the Ring of Honor crew here.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely a Basil. Yeah.
Great stuff there.
I'll tell you. And like, you look at it, there's obviously they're all Ring of Honor. You have the three of them that were all intertwined for years.
Yeah.
But then Vincent, he was pretty much intertwined. He didn't end in their group, but he was intertwined with Taven and Bennett for a long time as well. And they have PCO, who kind of, but it fits, it works, that group. Like they seem like they fit together, even though they're different.
Yeah. So it's a little hard to tell yet exactly what's going on. You know, we saw another attack tonight, and we'll get into all the details on everything. I'm sure promos are going to be cut soon. We'll start seeing exactly what's going on. So, well, shall we jump into the old review then?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so this is tonight's Impact Wrestling's review for what we just saw during the live reaction. By the way, if you're not aware, we do a live reaction every Thursday before the review, so join us on Twitch and or YouTube. All right, so we start here with BTI, and they give, this was a little shocking, but they give a lot of stuff away from Hard to Kill.
Yeah, if people weren't watching BTI this whole time, you were missing. Like, if you weren't watching the pay-per-views, like if you weren't buying those, or it isn't like, I remember when we were growing up watching wrestling, it was, you'd be lucky to get still photos from the pay-per-view when they recap stuff. They're giving you the full finishes and chunks of the matches from a pay-per-view that was only a couple days ago. You can't ask for more than that. But this is also this is the last BTI on Access. It's still going to be around. I don't know exactly how the format is. Hopefully we find out in the next couple days. But this is the last pre-show version. It'll be Impact in 60 beginning next week on Access.
All right. So what we'll do then next week is we'll probably start with just the regular episode.
Yes. Yeah, I would say so. Unless we find out they're going live on socials, but I don't know if they'd compete against Impact on 60 to start out. That's why I hope they get that information out sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but no matter what it is, we'll let our audience know what we're doing.
Yeah,
so they can chime in with us. So yeah, that's a bummer. No more BTI, or at least on Access TV.
Correct.
So. But yeah, it's, you know, the company's changing, rosters changing, commentary's changing. So yeah, they were doing highlights and finishes from a lot of the matches from Hard to Kill, which was an absolutely tremendous pay-per-view. I'm probably going to watch it again sometime in the next few days if I get some free time before the weekend hits. Because, man, that was just, I don't know how you follow that, but damn, they got a lot of work ahead of them if they're going to try to follow that, because that was amazing.
Yeah, they've been crushing pay-per-views for pretty much this whole era, the Anthem era. And this one was as good as any. I think the standard bearer was Slammiversary 2018. But then there's been some of the recent pay-per-views have been fantastic. So this one, because you weren't depending like some of the other ones, which were good, like Slammiversary last year, but it was built on free agents, the idea, the concept. This one you weren't expecting any really, and you got the Ring of Honor invasion, which was something totally unexpected.
It was. So then Iceman Intel is he's still working on something in Florida. And so, and by the news that we gave earlier, I think we have a clue.
That's part of it,
what we're looking forward to in Florida. So he lets us know that the officials in Ring of Honor had absolutely no knowledge about what went down at the pay-per-view.
The Rogues.
That these rogue invaders are acting on their own and not as a part of Ring of Honor.
Joe Koff has not given the side off.
Right? So that's the Iceman intel. The match of BTI is Taurus versus Matt Raywald. Alicia, did you watch any of the BTI? You got to unmute.
I had to go get pizza. I missed it.
Oh, it's okay.
Wait, was it Serious Pizza?
It was Grandma's Pizza.
Grandma's is the best. Wait,
thank you, Courtney.
You're not talking about your Grandma's. Are you talking about like a
No,
brand?
the style
Grandma
of pizza
style.
is called Grandma style.
It's a New York, New Jersey thing.
Mm-hmm.
Deonna would get it.
Deonna would totally get it. She's from Hackettstown.
I'm a Wisconsin dude. I mean, we don't really have a style. We kind of have like
You like cheese.
We throw a lot of cheese on our pizza. That's it. You get extra cheesy. Thank you, Courtney, for the super sticker. Much love. Thank you so much. So we got Taurus versus Matt Raywald. This was a lot of fun. A lot of athleticism here. A lot of flying around, but two different styles because Matt is not necessarily known for lucha stuff, but he is very athletic.
He is. He's very wiry.
He is. He's an interesting one to watch. I don't think there's anyone out there like him, honestly.
No. Very unique.
And I mean that as a compliment, you know. Taurus beats Matt Raywald, though. Man, Matt had between the pay-per-view, BTI, and tonight's episode of Impact Wrestling, Matt had a rough few days.
Yeah, rough weekend. Rough weekend for Matt.
Man.
But I think we appreciate Matt. The more we see Matt, we appreciate him. Just like Taurus. And you got to appreciate these guys.
It's amazing.
Taurus always getting the last word in there.
I think I startled Jay during the reaction when I was reacting to Taurus going around the crowd on the outside, and he's like, "Roar, roar." So I went, "Roar," and Jay was, "Oh, what?
What's going on?" Thought, Bill had a case of indigestion or something. It's like, Jesus.
The pasta mania was running wild.
Something. The hell was in that pasta? It's a spice to meet the ball. All right.
As Trent.
Oh, yeah. Trent's all about the pasta mania.
Oh, not right now. It's coconut season.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. Who has time for this? Who does this sort of thing?
Well, I think that's a mix of a few artists right there. We only bring in the highest production value around here.
Yes. Jeez. It's speaking of production value. There's
Sorry.
Alicia's always showing off her cat ass.
It's not my. Well, I'm not showing it off.
You got hair on your booty cheeks?
Oh.
That makes it sound horrible to the listeners who aren't visually watching this to see the actual cat on the screen just doing what he wants.
That cat is your responsibility, Alicia. What are you teaching?
I couldn't see. He was in the way of the camera. I didn't know his butt was there.
Oh, yeah, that is. Terrence mentioned this as we're talking Jersey. Tasha Steeles was on Bus Open, I guess, said she was going after Deonna, saying she's not a Jersey girl anymore. She was cutting her out of Jersey.
Oh.
I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
There. Well, Tasha would also know.
Oh, yeah.
What Grandma's Pizza is.
All right.
I'll see Tasha on Saturday. And Deonna. Uh-oh. They're not facing each other, but maybe there could be some.
Look out.
I'll have to watch it live and see what happens.
There we go. All right, so kicking off the main show here. Yeah, that's right, Bell's Boy. Parental advisory tonight on TNI. That's why I put the warning up before the show. We got Morrissey coming in the building. He's just steaming mad. The smoke is blowing out of his ears. And he comes down to the ring and he calls out Moose. And
they laughed. And they laughed. And they laughed. And they laughed.
Oh, it's no laughing matter to Morrissey. Moose does respond to him, but it's via how do they say that? By Titantron.
By satellite?
Yeah, no, he was there.
He was backstage.
Yeah, he was backstage. He was on the Tron. And he wants to
the Anthem-tron.
You get the Anthem, yeah. The TNA Tron.
The Aspertron.
He wants, oh dear God. He wants to give a shot to someone else. Not Morrissey. And then and I feel like I missed something here. I wrote down that
once we go backstage, it gets revealed who that is. But at this point, we don't know who it is yet.
Okay, yeah. So he runs out, and as soon as he runs out, then the Ring of Honor Rogues Gallery show up right behind where Tom and D'Lo are sitting. Tom, what do they call him? Tom New Name. Tom Hannafin. Tom New Name. Great. And Tom plays. By the way, just another and I'm probably going to do this every show for a while. Beginning of the year here. Tom's doing a tremendous job. It's like so smooth.
Isn't he lying?
It's crazy. Yeah, he doesn't. He no mistakes. He's just flawless.
He's a pro. He's a pro, man.
What do you think of Tom, Alicia?
I think he's doing a good job. I see. I missed the first 10 minutes of the show because for some reason on my YouTube, Impact didn't start until 10 or 8:40. It didn't click on. So I had just missed everything that happened with D'Lo, but thumbs up for Tom for winging it and having a bunch of random co-hosts tonight.
He did. Yeah, he had a bunch of people join him tonight. So he
trial under fire for Tom.
Yeah, serious trial under fire. And he said he was by the way, folks, and I said this during the live reaction, I'll repeat it because it bears repeating. If you're a fan of Renee Paquette's, that's Mrs. Moxley, if you don't know who that is, she's got her own Oral Sessions podcast out there. And it was the morning after Hard to Kill, she interviewed Tom Hannafin. And she used to work with him, the former WWE's, formerly known as Tom Phillips. They worked together a lot. And she had a great interview with Tom talking about, how he got back into the wrestling commentator position. And because I really know nothing about him. So it was really a great listen. It's less than an hour. Go check it out. Spotify or wherever you get your podcast audio. And then check us out.
But definitely the biggest compliment I could give Tom, I said during the reaction, is he gives, for when it's needed, big match feel to matches without yelling to tell you that it's a big match. And that's a skill that not everybody has. Either you try to make everything sound important, and it's not. But for the right moments, you pick your spots, and he does a real good job of that.
He does, absolutely.
Don't forget about me.
Yes, Josh, we love you. But he also has a different voice and a different delivery than Matt did. Matt would talk down here. He had kind of a raspy voice. And I'm guessing, like, I love Matt Stryker. I loved what he did in Lucha Underground. I've said that a billion times. But it obviously wasn't what the higher-ups in Impact Wrestling were looking for. Tom was groomed from day one. He was there for over 8 years, or give or take a little, a little more, a little less than 8 years in WWE. And man, he did it all in that company, from backstage stuff to live commentary on several different shows. And that the schedule, just the schedule itself is grueling. So to be put into a position like this was very inviting for him.
Oh yeah, and I'll say it because I know it's out there, like pretty much Tommy, which is good. He was talking about Impact. That was one critique I'll have at Tommy. I'll bust it open in the past is he barely talks about Impact, but he did talk about Impact today, and he meant a lot about Tom, and it was talking about how pretty much by the end of Hard to Kill, he was getting emotional with like on there, like he pretty much said like it like gave him the fire, like the come back and do this, like the love of it, of wrestling. Because he pretty much once he was gone from up there, he was out. Like he was doing sports related stuff. So he really wasn't doing wrestling at all. So this got him back into it. So it's great to see. Like I think a lot of people here, I'll admit at times years ago, I was like that at times from my youth on, like where it's like wrestling. Oh man, I don't like where it's going. I don't like this. I'm done. I'm burned out. And that happens, but then something gets you back into it. And it's good that Impact was that vehicle for him, where he doesn't have to have someone in his ear pretty much telling him what to do the whole time. He could do a lot of it on his own. That's the great thing about Impact and companies that are like that they are fully scripted.
You can actually talk about professional wrestling and not get in trouble for it. What a concept.
Strange, right?
Yeah. What a strange world we live in. So yeah, the Ring of Honor guys show up and D'Lo gets defensive of his table there because they start getting they're not too nice with D'Lo. D'Lo's he'll have the wrestler in him. Tom's not going to be the guy that's going to deck someone, with Taven in his face. And there's D'Lo right there. What's up, D'Lo? Are you down? Yeah. Well, these guys obviously were not down with the Brown. They roughed him up and ended up putting him through a table. And it may have taken 2 attempts, but damn, that table spot was brutal. We did not see D'Lo the rest of the show. What was that? D'Lo doing the backstroke, or was or was that him? Just you were trying to do like the what was that? He looked like he was like swimming past.
Well, he was laid out. He was laid out.
He was laid out. Okay.
But I like it better. He was doing the backstroke.
He was sliding into home on his back. All right. So yeah, they rough him up. Tom is like he's like so scared he can barely utter any words. Taven gets the headset. They're like, all right, well, we're taking over for a while. And when we come back, Tom is solo for a little bit, not very long, because then Trey joins him for the next, actually the first match of this episode.
Trey Miguel?
Trey Miguel.
I look like a young boy to you?
No, not the young boy. No. The successfully defending X Division champion.
Oh, but that is also news because it was Trey put out there. Like he had to cancel a show this weekend because he had to get some dental work done, as it sounded like, right? He suffered an injury to his mouth.
Right, yeah. He chipped a tooth or something.
Chipped a tooth or something.
Yeah, so he's going to be gone.
So he got replaced by Chris Sabin on the Revolver show this weekend, Sammy's promotion. And I believe the same thing happened Rosemary due to the Ultimate X match. I think she got bagged up.
Yeah. Alan here says, that was rough. The first attempt to put D'Lo through the table didn't break. Yeah,
I'll tell you.
Was that table from Japan?
Tables are getting strong, man. I feel like I've not seen, like, tables don't break anymore. I think they're built just too well these days.
Well, it's like because they know it's like, oh, those wrestlers are going to try and go through these damn things. Let's make it hard for them.
It gave the table companies a bad name that they broke so easily. Now they're reinforcing these tables. Or the guy in the back's not gimmick them enough. Come on, man.
Right. That's funny.
Just wild.
But Bell's boy, PCO, he laid in pretty full that first time on D'Lo. It ain't like he missed him. He landed on him. That should have broke the table. Those are two big dudes.
The fact that he went right back up there again for take two.
But the momentum, even though you're hitting them, you're kind of glancing. So it's a unique thing, tables. Like I remember, like Matt Hardy would have that happen all the time. Like tables would never break for him.
Yeah, right.
You know who that happened to a lot? Sabu.
Oh yeah. Well, Sabu, that became his gimmick. I remember, man, my fondest early ECW memories were him just like after matches, just diving off like nobody there. He wasn't
going to the table.
Wrestlers. He was just attacking the table.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I'll show you, table.
What the hell did the table ever do to him?
Didn't break.
Is that like Kenny Omega and a mop?
Yeah, pretty much. But something like that, because we're talking aces and eights a little bit, maybe D'Lo getting the troops. At the most recent show at the arena, there was a spot with Bully Ray at a table, and it wouldn't break. And he tried to put Jerry Lawler through a table twice and couldn't do it. It wouldn't break. That's why all the indies go to doors. They break.
Yeah. Doors are just plywood.
Oh, there's nothing to them.
Right.
I think a stiff breeze breaks a door.
Knock, knock. Crash. All right. So we got, so Trey's on commentary. Laredo Kid versus Chris Bey. Alicia, were you watching at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Give us your thoughts on that.
Well, Trey was on the announce table, right?
Yep.
And it was, so this is a good match. A big one for Laredo. So I'm glad that they're finally giving him a win here. But I get caught up because I'm not really sure where the angle's going with this. So it should be interesting to see.
Right. I mean, we know that there's stuff coming in the later January tapings with Bullet Club stuff, but for now, this just feels kind of like
a toss around, almost like a hot,
Well, Trey needs a new guy to defend his title against. So this is basically two X-Division guys trying to get that spot. It's not necessarily for a number one contendership, but whoever gets the win right after the pay-per-view, first eyes are going to be on them. So who knows?
Yeah. Bay Miguel, as Trey Miguel called.
Yeah. Bill, any thoughts on Laredo Kid getting the win?
I like this one. This Laredo, who we're seeing obviously very often as well, definitely feels member of the roster at this point, Laredo Kid.
Right.
And Chris Bey, we didn't know it at the time, but now seeing all the stuff with the Bullet Club, this could be a massive push coming for Chris Bey. And during the pre-show for Hard to Kill, he wasn't victorious in there. He didn't get pinned. We'll talk more about that angle coming up. But you know Chris Bey's in line for some big storyline arc. So that's good to see. Laredo getting the win here, it was surprising live at the tapings, but it's now even more surprising because this stuff with the Bullet Club's coming up. So you expect Chris to get on a roll, but that might start as early as next week. But for this week, it's Laredo's week. So now we'll see what happens because obviously they're both looking at the title. Will this result in a one-on-one with Laredo? Or are we going to get a multi-man match with multiple competitors? And there's still that outside. Remember, he is AAA as well. There's that connection, him, Tarus, AAA. And we know they're starting to have some big matches. One, Johnny Impact against Vikingo pretty soon for their big belt. So I don't know. Maybe this all comes together because once travel's a little easier, I think AAA is going to get involved heavy in this too. They are at WrestleCon, like I said, the day before. So maybe there's some. Maybe that's why Laredo might get a little push here. Maybe there's some more AAA talent coming pretty soon.
Ooh, could be. Well, hopefully things lighten up around April. It's right around the corner, but we'll see. See what happens. So then you got Team Eddie Edwards in the back here. Everybody's talking about the demise of D'Lo Brown getting attacked from the Rogue Ring of Honor guys and Maria Kanellis. Was she out? She was out there again, wasn't she? Or wasn't she out there?
Yeah, she's always out there.
Okay.
Lurking.
Miss Maria. Come on.
So they're upset, and Rhino's just banging his head against the locker room. It's
War Machine Rhino.
Rhino, what are you doing? Take it easy. So they're upset. Swan's shaking his head. He's like, man, they can't believe what happened to D'Lo. So they decide they want to go after these Ring of Honor guys. They want to hunt them down backstage. All right, let's go get them. Go team. All right.
Go.
That son of a bitch.
Let's go.
Let's go. Next, we got Brian Myers backstage with VSK and Zicky Dice. Brian Myers is back now, and he basically just tells the guys that he was just disappointed with how things went for them while he was gone. But then Zicky Dice has got big news for Brian Myers, and VSK says, hey, I've got a title shot against Moose. And we're like, what?
That's outlandish.
Quite outlandish. And then I feel like did something happen at the end of this? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The pizza.
The pizza. It was serious.
The serious pizza. The humongous pizza box. The biggest pizza box that I have ever seen. Like, I guess, it's one of those theories about Texas. They do everything big in Texas.
I don't know. There's some places in Jersey you can get pizza that big.
Yeah, there's big. There's down in Philly. There's big slice. Like you go to the Wells Fargo Center where the Sixers and Flyers and like big wrestling shows happen. They have a big slice pizza place there. So, but that was a pretty darn big slice. That's about as big a slice as I've seen.
It's the size of his torso.
Oh, it's just huge. So, and then that's a serious pizza. Oh, what did he say?
It is real. It is real. That's a real place in Dallas. I did not make my way there. If I go back, I'm going to try to make more of an effort to do it because I don't think it was real close to the venue unless I missed it. But I will definitely. I'm intrigued. I was too busy getting in and out and Whataburger. Too short of a trip.
Oh man. But I wonder if they do one of those things where it's like a challenge to like in one sitting you like finish off a pizza that big.
Oh no! Honestly, I don't know about that, Jay. But that's such a big pizza. That would be that's like the Heart Attack Grill thing in Vegas. Like you'd have to sign a waiver on that, boy. You may not make it through it alive.
Well, if you ask my wife, she'd probably defend me on this one. I'd be down for the challenge. I'm just saying. It's
one thing to eat like a pizza, like a regular pizza in a sitting, but that's probably like the equivalent of like 4 pizzas at one sitting.
Well, as long as it's like a thin crust, I might be able to. Well, anyways, mostly.
The fitty thin.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it here. So yeah, serious pizza for a serious challenge. So good luck, Zicky Dice. Next, we got Ace, Austin, and Fulton joining Tom on commentary. Boy, everyone's just filling in with Tom here. That's just
love it.
So nice. Fulton looks like he's going to rip Tom's head off and do something vile.
It's been a bangorama.
That too. So we got Jake something coming down to the ring, and he faces off against. Now this is the Impact Wrestling Access TV debut of Speedball Mike Bailey. Yeah, he does the punch the hand thing, Karate Kid thingy. Yeah, just a tremendous debut for Speedball Mike Bailey. Alicia, any thoughts on the match?
Just that it was good. I really like this Speedball guy. He's really making an impression on me. Exciting to see what they got in store for him.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow build, I think. You know, we don't know if it's going to be X Division related, if it's going to be a bigger mountain than that. Could it be a Team Canada thing? We got to wait and see.
Jake Something's a big man there, so that's nice win.
Jake Something is no slouch.
Yeah, and he's done a little X Division stuff, so could be there, but no, he's making his way, man. That was a loaded 4-way at the pre-show. So to get that win and to beat Jake, look at Larry here making the same joke that you made, Jay.
That's what I'm popping for. I'm like, somebody got that. Larry says he has that Speedball Mike Bailey has ridiculously white teeth, and I said something similar to that. I was like, wow, look at that smile. You had a mouth guard in, white mouth guard, yeah. So yeah.
But no, this is long overdue, J-Bo. Long overdue with Speedball Mike Bailey. I remember years ago now, before the visa issue that got him stuck in, not allowed to work in the U.S. all those years. But it was like CZW, I saw him a couple times, and it was this guy just felt like such a natural for Impact Wrestling with the X Division. Like lately, I've been saying that about Ninja Mack. That guy is perfect fit. Speedball was a perfect fit. Seeing him go with AR Fox, another guy, be an excellent fit. Just like we were waiting PCO, who had that brief run as X. Great to see him actually be PCO here. But definitely this guy, because he was so young back then, still much in his prime. I think he could be a big factor. A combination of Bryan Danielson and Ricky Steamboat.
Oh, that's a hell of a combo. I like that. Because it seems like he's got the martial arts background.
Definitely he's got the martial arts background. Big striker, technical wrestler.
Yeah.
Probably a little more, not necessarily like high flying, but like high flying, like steamboat flying, like can do aerial stuff as well.
Well, yeah, the stuff off the top rope. Jeez Louise. Just amazing. I blinked and I didn't catch. What did he use for a finisher? Was it the same at the pay-per-view again?
I think he used the same one. That's a good question now. It's all a blur right now. But yeah, I think he finished it the same way.
Because I looked up and the match was done. And I was like, oh, man, I missed it. I mean, I kind of assumed he was going to win, you know. But at the same time, as much as I'm happy for the TV debut of Mike Bailey, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about Jake something. He still gets a hell of a pop with the crowd, but and he did have a good win at the pay-per-view. They did give him that, so that
and he was
nice
on TV. Like he got the win at the pay-per-view and he was on TV against a guy that they're giving an initial push to.
Right.
So they're treating him a little bit like a gatekeeper right now.
A little, yeah. It's I'm just a little worried because I feel like, I mean, you know, we all have our favorites. We want to see, you know, different people succeed.
Oh yeah. I just watched it back. Yeah, he did that movie. Oh, it's so sick. I'm rewatching it right now. The Ultima Weapon.
Oh yeah, Critical Sting here with the Ultima
man. He gets those knees, man. Oh.
Crazy. Ooh, Alicia, what do you think of that finish?
Oh yeah, my reaction's been the same every time I see it. Is how do these people not have broken spines? Because it looks like they're taking that move full velocity. Like how do you you got to think of it this way? How do you really stop yourself when you're falling full knees from a top rope down to someone's back?
They're feeling something.
They're feeling a little bit, yeah. Like it's one of those moves that like really like makes me bite my nails because it's like, oh my god, it looks brutal.
I'll say right now, I think Macklin, as I like to say, is the most snug worker right now on the roster. As in, you're feeling it the next day when you wrestle Macklin. But Bailey, you're feeling it too. He might be up there. He might be right behind Macklin or even getting close to him because I'll tell you, that finisher and some of his other moves, like he's got some force in those strikes.
yeah, no doubt. I'm sure he's learned over the years to reel it in, you know.
Yeah, like it's an art. Like when you see the guys jump off and do the stomp, like even like Rohit did that. Like there is a way to do that where it's not because you're like, man, how do they get up from that? But it's still like they're rough moves, man. They're not easy. These guys are trained professionals.
If you hit that wrong, you bust a guy's sternum.
You could bust him. You could bust yourself.
Right. Yeah. So, so congratulations on his first TV win. We'll have to see what's next for Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Jake something for that matter. We'll see. Let's see. We got a backstage segment now with Good Bros and VBD. Apparently, I can't spell VBD.
J-Bud, could you not spell VBD?
I accidentally wrote down VDD.
Pathetic.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks. appreciate that. Guess I gotta go back and take some more phonics. Oh God, it's Joe, Jiminy Christmas. You know, there is one thing that I'm very thankful for. With Joe always getting up close and personal. Thank God that Joe Doring trims his nose hairs. You know, it's the little things that I appreciate.
They're my whiskers, old man.
Dear God, that's a close up. That's just terrifying right there. Bill, put your boy in check. So there's the Good Brothers and VBD are there's something going on between them. They're not exactly seeing eye to eye, so to speak.
Eye to eye.
Yeah, kind of like Joe is with all of us. It's right there. Yeah, that eye or the other one. It's really odd. So, then all of a sudden, now is this where Basil chimes in, or was that later on?
That was later.
That was later. Okay, but then all of a sudden,
this is where Heath and Rhino are laying on the ground already. This is where they're out, and they're like, the Good Brothers go over to be like, Heath, Rhino, are you okay? Oh, no, start beat him up.
Right, they just continue the beat down to keep him down. Yeah, it's like, wow, just kick a man while he's down. That's horrible. So that's one thing that VBD and
that wasn't
Good
being
Brothers,
a good brother,
right? Exactly. That's that is one thing that VBD and Good Brothers do agree on is how to kick a man when he's down. Then we got
It smells like beer, sweat, self-tanner, and baby oil, brother.
I was waiting for that one.
It's a combo.
There you go. Gia Miller with Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green backstage, and just talking about what they were both feeling post after the pay-per-view. Matt lost his match, and Chelsea Green lost her match. The Ultimate X, the Knockouts Ultimate X. And then this gets interrupted by Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans, and things get a little physical. And Matt Cardona ends up holding back Chelsea, but not before Chelsea shoves Tasha, and Chelsea challenges Tasha. So that's one of the matches that we're getting next week. Chelsea Green challenging Tasha Steelz.
It's a nice match.
Looking forward to that, Alicia?
Yes, absolutely.
I can't wait.
It's going to be a fantastic match.
I want it to be for the X, but
for the X,
we'll see.
I'm hoping that Tasha has the X with her on Saturday.
You think the X is going to be doing some touring?
I think it'd be cool if the X did some touring.
Okay.
I have my doubts, but it'd be cool.
I mean, you almost gotta feel bad for them if they gotta take that from town to town. Like if you're local, it's not so bad. But if you gotta travel with that thing,
it's I know from traveling light on some of this stuff, that's a little hindrance. That it's large. A belt's one thing, but that X it's kind of unique. It won't fit in most overheads.
That's kind of a rib almost, right?
A little bit.
So, oh yeah. All right, so next we got some more knockouts action here. We got Masha Slamovich. Man, I'm telling you, I was having trouble with these names tonight. I don't know what was wrong with my pen.
Masha Slamovich is like the best wrestling name I think ever created. Like everyone else can go home. Like it's done. Like she wins.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer, Tasha. Masha, excuse me.
No, it's funny. It's funny you say that because I wrote down Tasha Slamovich, and I'm like, and I read that as I was writing it down. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, we were just talking about Tasha too, so it's like, wait. But Masha Slamovich is like amazing. Masha versus Tasha.
Oh, and that's what we got to talk about is how the match starts, where they tease this Josh Alexander.
Walking past Masha
promo. We got the Josh Alexander in the ring promo.
Oh, that was after this.
Yeah, after.
That was after this. Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Whew,
right?
It's exciting.
We got Vert Vixen announced as the opponent for Masha Slamovich. Yes, I got it right there.
Our lead-in was longer than the match.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think I finally wrote down Masha and I looked up and the match was done. That's all. I was like, damn it.
You were like over.
Well, I would like to say that this was the first of, I believe, 3 squash matches we got tonight.
It was.
I said on Twitter, night of the squash.
The squish.
The squishy squish.
The squish. Yeah, this one was definitely less than a minute. Nice seeing Vert Vixen. She's been featured on several different AEW shows over the course of the Great Panini. I don't know if she's been on there recently. I haven't watched Dark or Elevation recently, but I know she was. I know she was on there a lot. So nice to see that. Thanks for coming, Vert. We barely knew you. Masha makes short work of her. 1, 2, 3. And on her way up the ramp, she slowly passes Josh Alexander coming out from the back. And I'll repeat what I said to Bill. Bill had a different thought on this, but when they pass each other, Josh kind of gives her a slow nod, and then they continue passing each other. Bill, what did you think it meant?
I think that could have been long-term storytelling, a tease of maybe an intergender match at some point. Because I think you're right. It was a respectful, you're a badass, I'm a badass moment. But if there's 2 badasses, eventually they got to go to see who is the ultimate badass.
It could be.
And I think there's a tease there. Either they're going to join up. Maybe it's the next Homecoming special. Maybe that's how they partner up. Or they're going to go at it again. So that'd be an interesting match. We know with Trent at AAW, Josh just went against Ruby Soho, former Heidi Lovelace.
Yes.
So I think
that was amazing.
That Josh did a great match there. I think he'd have a great match with Masha.
Masha could take him.
That would be the fun of it. But I don't know. We'll see. Like, obviously, since the Tessa run, I have no problem. The name can be said. I'll say. During that, they done like the mixed tags and stuff, but they really haven't gone intergender. Really, that sort of here and there, but not in full force. That would be leading heavy back into intergender if they went with an angle with Josh versus Masha.
Right.
So
it's few and far between. It's not on a regular basis. So yeah. So they pass each other, and that's what I said. I said game recognizes game. There was definitely a respect there.
I've heard it's all about the game.
That's what he thought. But obviously, as we've seen in the news lately, obviously it's not. Hey-oh.
Hey-oh.
All right, so Josh Alexander passes her, comes out to the ring, and he talks about how he really wants another shot at Moose, and he gets what's going on. They keep throwing obstacles in his path, but he really wants another shot at Moose.
Hold on, calm down, just breathe.
He's focused, but he has to breathe. Exactly. But just as he's wrapping up his little promo here, and the crowd is obviously behind Josh, we get a shocking debut. Almost a blast from the past, if you will. Charlie Haas debut.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Wrestling. Absolutely wild. I couldn't believe it. I mean, this is one of the few things that was actually spoiled for me. Beyond this, I don't know anything, but someone shared a picture of him on social media. Someone who was in the audience and shared it like later that day at the tapings. And I'm certainly not blaming Bill. But it was one of like the big Facebook Impact Wrestling groups. They shared it in there.
Okay.
And I was like, well, that's my own damn fault. I mean, I barely go on Facebook, and the whole whopping 2 seconds I do go on Facebook, this is what I see. Well, that's great. Thanks a lot. So I can bitch, but I really can't bitch. So, yeah, Charlie Haas, man. Alicia, your thoughts on seeing Charlie Haas? Just
like I said before, I couldn't believe it. It was a face I wasn't expecting to see at all, and so that was really cool. I thought they both had an interesting dialogue with each other. Interested. I can't wait to see where this goes.
Bill, your thoughts on?
I was not expecting this. Definitely a surprise for me. Now 2/3 of Team Angle has showed up in Impact Wrestling. Sheldon, where are you, buddy?
Right.
He chose Global Force over TNA years ago, but no, it was good seeing Charlie, and he was way over with that crowd because he runs that the SWF in Texas, so obviously a lot of supporters there, so he was way over with the crowd. But definitely interested to see Charlie Haas because you're right. At this point, I don't think we didn't think we'd ever see him at Impact. But that's the good thing about Impact. Like they find ways to use veterans in a role like this. So once again, great for that. I don't know how long of a storyline it would be. We know after the promo, like they're going to have a match next week. We know it's confirmed.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see. Yeah, but like we in limited hearing about Charlie, like you knew he was like obviously still in shape. So we'll see what's going to happen with Charlie Haas. That's a name, and I know a lot of people in the reaction were like, "Hey, is this part of the ROH angle?" Because he is a former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion as well.
Mm-hmm.
He is. He was part. Now I forget what the difference was in the WWF back when it was Team Angle, but they also called them the greatest. Now, how did they call it? Because I've heard a couple of different versions of it.
I believe in Ring of Honor they're the world's greatest tag team.
Okay, yeah, that's what they were in Ring of Honor, right? And and that's about 10 years ago, give or take a little. It was right when it went from HD Net to Sinclair bought them and put them on their TV channels.
Yeah, and
that was when I started watching Ring of Honor, and that was a very interesting time because that was my introduction to guys like Davey Richards, Eddie Edwards, Kevin Steen, El Generico, the Briscoes.
They focused on tag team wrestling Ring of Honor back then.
Oh yeah, their tag team division back then was sick.
Heck, you had the Motor City Machine Guns there for the run.
Yeah. So great seeing Charlie Haas. Big fan. Can't wait to see next week's card is stacked.
It's silly.
This is another one we're getting. Charlie Haas versus Josh Alexander. They have a pull apart because Charlie Haas actually decks Josh Alexander.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
Yes. Pow.
Everyone always attacking poor Josh.
Poor Josh, man.
Josh is not having a good several months here. I mean, Minoru Suzuki, JONAH, Charlie Haas. I mean, Jiminy Christmas. What more does a guy have to do?
And I still feel PCO is going to have a run with Josh before it's all said and done.
Yeah, that's just when we thought JONAH was the boss fight. I don't think we've seen nothing yet.
No.
So, Can't wait. We got a segment where Rok-C is getting ready backstage. Mickie James approaches her, wants to give her some advice on Deonna Purrazzo.
2 words.
Hardcore country.
2 words.
Not gonna do it.
Was that the advice?
3 words? I thought that's 3 words.
Hardcore. Hardcore is 1 word.
Go ahead, Alicia.
Hardcore country. Sorry.
That's the best.
I don't have anything to say about this segment. Like when they spoke, advice was given, nods were had, respect.
Well, with Ring of Honor hanging around, you're getting a lot of respect now, a lot of honor.
This is actually the first experience I've ever had with Rok-C. So yeah, it was cool. I'll have more to say during our match.
All right.
A main event.
We'll keep that.
I mean it.
I
promise.
We'll keep that contained. All right. All right, what's next here? The Brawl. Oh, okay. So next is the world title shot. Zicky Dice comes out with Brian Myers and Bill's favorite VSK. And sorry. The sound, that's like the sound of indigestion there. See, there's the Joe Doring sound.
But there's joy in Joe Doring's sound.
Right. Is it joy?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, man.
All right. Ziggy Dice versus Moose. And this could be a record. This could be one for the record books because
in my ass.
Well, he almost.
That sound effect's very old.
Moose, but it's never not funny. We're just. I know we're just.
I'm just immune to it. I hear it every week.
Right. We always find a place.
It's our only Moose bike.
We need a better Moose bike.
He's the world champion.
There's got to be something better out there, but
we'll find it.
It's what we got. He comes down looking slick, like he's in a part of a suit with a, I guess that's like a fashion thing. You got the dress coat on, but you got the slick T-shirt underneath. This is how he's coming down to the ring.
Plus, you're Moose. You make your own rules when you're Moose. And a fashion icon.
I guess. Usually it's the robe and the sequins and he just comes down to the ring like F the world, man. I'm in my suit and kiss my ass. This is what you get. So he gives Zicky Dice a rock bottom. And I don't know what else you would call this, but this certainly would have looked like to me as a rock bottom. Stood over him, stepped on him, and pinned him 1, 2, 3. Less than 10 seconds.
Man.
In a suit, no less.
In a suit. Not even a bead of sweat dropped.
Just show how easy it is.
It's all that carb loading Zicky did before the match, man. He's weighed down by the weight of a torso-sized pizza.
The serious pizza did serious damage.
Yeah. I mean,
he didn't listen. He didn't listen to the most professional wrestler.
He could have been in serious pizza coma, but then he also got, rock bottomed in the next week. So
if Moose got to wear a suit, then Zicky should have been able to wear his violently pink jacket. And I think he would have had a better chance of a longer match with Moose had he worn it. Moose wouldn't have been able to focus on him, just like the cameras can't.
That's outlandish.
That certainly would have been outlandish. I'm not sure if that actually would have helped, but I'm just going to nod
It would
my
have.
head.
It hurts my eyes when I look at it. I imagine in person, it's got to be.
Maybe that's the whole storyline.
Wow.
Ziggy was being his inner Roman here, so because he keeps threatening Roman Moose.
Oh yeah, there's everyone's because he said something like he wants to meet him because the forbidden door is kicked in now. So
and he's the best world champion in all of wrestling.
Yeah, right now, currently,
and it's tough to deny that.
He looks
like a natural with that belt.
He looks he's a hell of an athlete, and he's proved it. So, hey, congratulations, Moose, on
finally agreeing with something there, J-Bone.
Oh, hi, Moose. Hi, how you doing? Yes, we see that's Moose.
Wrestling God out.
That almost sounded like him. So then Morrissey comes down to the ring and chases Moose off, and he's standing there holding the championship. So Morrissey wants another shot at this.
Yeah, okay. Well, everybody, even like Cardona in that backstage segment, they're all making arguments to get back in the picture. So the door hasn't closed on their but Morrissey's really going after it hard.
Yes.
Title shot.
He is. He said he had him pinned for a 10 count, said that in the promo. Now this is where I had to step away because during the live reaction, the show, the Office de J-Bone was, we had a run-in from Daughter de J-Bone. Momo showed up. So Morgan had to show off her new car. So I took off for 5-10 minutes or whatever it was. So I had to go check out the new car. Congratulations to my daughter. Bought her first new car.
Very nice.
Yeah.
None of this, J-Bone. None of this. None of that. None of that.
No cars going off a cliff. No. Dear God. That bite goes on a lot longer, but we cut it off early. Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
That was just revving it up.
Right. Just the start of the snowball down the hill. Hence the season. So then so I missed part of this next stuff. You had to fill in a few of the blanks for me until we got to the main event. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Bill, because I did miss some of this.
You know what? Let's see. Let's try to get my pacing here on this. Because let me see here. Hold on. Pulling it back up.
There was a match next, I believe.
Yes. That is Joe. Oh, I did. This was Raj. I just want to make sure. Okay, because first, Scott D'Amore comes in on commentary. He's with the coach with Scott, with Tom, and then they're talking. He confirms the Iceman intel about Rhodes not confirmed with the Baltimore office. But then Raj Singh is coming down during all this. So we get Raj as a solo act for really the first time in Impact. And he cuts the evil, we'll call it the evil foreigner promo. He calls everyone infidels. But then he asks, he wants a challenger. He wants to prove himself. And who comes out? Now this is interesting because who comes out to shut him up? JONAH. The heel, pretty much, JONAH comes out.
Squash.
But yes, we got the squishy squash right going on this one.
Squash.
And I've been a big fan of JONAH's work. I was not really familiar with him at all until he came to Impact. And I saw him a few times now on the indies, all the Impact tapings. I'm a huge fan of JONAH. I think he is the real deal. Very similar. You could tell his influence with Bam Bam Bigelow, some similar moveset stuff. But he comes out and just crushes The Jonah's gonna kill you chant, perfect. So it was a good way to shut Raj up. Like he needs, like the Great Gamma needs to come back to help, or Shira, to help Raj out, to help establish something. As a solo act, just to jump into that, tough. Like a guy like Rohit can pull that off because he's such a good talker, but Raj isn't at that level right now as a talker. But he was doing okay, but it was just your typical promo. He wasn't adding anything.
That was really not a good promo at all.
Yeah, like he was giving, like it wasn't the worst promo I heard, but it was it was your standard. I'm a bad guy. Yeah. But JONAH here was fantastic.
Anything to add to that, Alicia?
Nope.
Okay. All right, and I looked up the results on the Impact News page here, and it looks like I didn't miss too much, just that quick match.
Yeah.
Because then we got we have the influence, almost at the inspiration, but it's aimed at
this is where you came back. Yeah.
Right. They're talking about the inspiration, on vacation. Enjoy your vacation, it's not vacation. I still wanted Jay Vidal in the mix here. I really feel like Jay with an I.
Well, that's I don't know, because obviously that was local to the Vegas, so but there was definitely something. I feel like they had to do something regarding him or Hard to Kill because they invested so much into that angle.
Maybe they'll bring him back in Florida when Inspiration comes back in a week or so. we cross our fingers for that one. Sorry. So then the influence is talking about Inspiration. They get interrupted by Havoc and Rosemary, and they want to. They're going to face each other next week on Impact Television. And then all of a sudden, friend of the show, well, he hasn't been on here in a while. Friend of TNI and Smash's podcast, cheap plug. Basil talks about there's good old Basil says, well, there's better. I don't know what exactly he said. He said, there's been an attack. Come on, camera guy, I'll show you where the attack is. And that's probably not what he said, but Eddie Edwards is laid out on the ground. So that is 3 out of the 5 of Team Soldier. I don't know what you call these guys.
I'll go Team Die Hard.
Oh, I like that.
Die Hard Eddie Edwards.
So, looks like Ring of Honor has taken out another victim. We'll see.
Come on, Ring of Honor, guys. Why?
Yeah, there's no honor in this. Then we have Gia Miller backstage with Jonathan Gresham. Excuse me. Jonathan Gresham. And great to see him. I was surprised. I thought the pay-per-view was going to be a one and done, but apparently not, because as he's talking to Gia Miller, he gets interrupted by Steve Macklin.
Macbeth.
Macbeth. You and your Macbeth.
I'm going to make this a thing. He'll see this and be like, yeah, that's it. That's the character I got to go with.
That's it. What's it? That's it. Oh, okay.
That's it. Exactly. No, but instead it's like a whiskey bottle because he's whiskey guy. Whiskey Macbeth.
Whiskey Macbeth. I think I've seen him on an indie show, Whiskey Macbeth.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So
to sip or not to sip?
Oh, to take a shot or not to take a shot? That's another question.
I'll tell you though, strong work from Macklin in this promo. I thought he brought up some valid points. Like, he's talking about all the rogues, and he's like, hey, Mr. Honor here. Why aren't you doing anything about it? He's like, if that was my company, I'd be doing something about it. I know a little something about honor. So, and then they get the honor fight. But come on, Steve Macklin, man. You remember, that's a Marine right there. You know, he does know a little something about honor here. So,
he does.
I thought it was strong. I thought it was a strong promo. Like, JONAH, Macklin, like, they're all kind of, they're tweening it up. Like, they're not really full heels in this show. They're definitely coming off, like, Macklin at times there was coming off a little bit like a face.
Yeah, because he basically was saying, why aren't you, for me, it seemed like he was asking him, like, why aren't you backing your brothers in what they're doing? But that would be then, that would not be full of honor.
It's interesting. This one felt like it's definitely laying on something. Like, I think Gresham is going to play a part in this angle going forward. I don't know what it is. Even though he's here just as, like, he's a representative of Ring of Honor. As long as you have that crew of Ring of Honor guys, like, he has to do something. He has to address it, right? Like, he has to either have issues with them or join them.
It could be. Could be.
Like, he can't just operate separately.
Yeah, it would be odd.
And I think that's what the Macklin promo has done the best job of putting that out there so far. It's like
that and Rok-C.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here.
No, Alicia is sometimes very deep in thought. She does not fall asleep on this.
I'm reading your text.
Yes, she's lurking. She's lurking. So if that card next week between Haas and Josh Alexander, the tag team knockouts match, and now we're getting Jonathan Gresham defending his Ring of Honor title in a Pure Rules match against Steve Macklin.
Yes, make sure you remember the Pure Rules.
Yes, got to be the Pure Rules. Ian Riccaboni is back on commentary.
Riccaboni!
For
very convenient.
Oh.
Funny that our other color commentator got taken out at the beginning of the show, and very convenient that along with all our other guest hosts, we got an ROH commentator. I wonder what that has to do with the...
Who knows? Maybe Riccaboni and maybe it was Bobby Cruz with the lead pipe.
I have a feeling... Oh, I'm not going to speculate too much.
Go ahead. Say it.
I was going to say, I have a feeling I kind of know, like, who's heading the show here. But I'm not going to say anything just yet. I'm going to keep it on ice.
It was Ricky Bobby all along.
Not first or last, J-Bud.
Oh, man. Baby, with who we've seen so far, isn't even like the leadership role yet. Maybe
could we might even see some turncloaks?
Are you talking about some of like the Impact roster turn on Impact?
Could it be an inside job? I don't know. Stay tuned.
I think it's that referencing asserted title holder. Maybe someone that would go.
Bam! No. Not even close.
It was you, Jordan all along.
It was Jordan Grace all along. That hint.
No, not my guy, not the narrative.
I was just making sure you guys weren't sleeping.
Coach Keith thinks it's EC3. Could be.
He has the connection.
He certainly does.
And they are acting more like the narrative a little bit, the Ring of Honor guys.
Well, aren't half of those guys even on the narrative stuff? I know Taven is.
You're right. And Taven's pretty much the mouthpiece right now for that group. Yeah. As we saw tonight, at least.
Yeah, they haven't said much.
Much. It's been...
But the little bit they have, like when they, attacked on commentary, you grab the headset and...
Eli would throw us all for a loop if it was Eddie Edwards all along.
Oh.
It was like Saul. He was laying there, but he took himself out, J-Bone. Not Eddie. Not Eddie.
He wouldn't dare. He wouldn't dare.
Oh, wait a second. We got a little conductor. Woo, woo.
Oh.
There says we're aboard the speculation station.
All aboard. All right. So, Frank and Bonnie's on the commentary table with Tom. And also joining them is Matt Raywald.
He was a little experienced at this. He's current color man on New Japan.
He is. He's a great speaker. He really is. This is a winner
all kinds of suggestions. I think a lot of people think it's an inside job. Sammy Callahan. He has been missing.
Yeah, but he was never
Ring of Honor guy.
Yeah, he was never a Ring of Honor guy.
Yeah, he was a Combat Zone guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the equivalent of Stone Cold Steve Austin turning heel and running WCW. It's just,
But that could be the thing. Maybe it's not Ring of Honor. Maybe it's the idea that it's Ring of Honor, but it's really not Ring of Honor. It's just the narrative. That's why EC3 makes a lot of sense.
All right, we need to hurry up. I want pizza.
Pizza!
Can't wait for my wife to hear that one. What do you want now? Pizza. Don't blame me. Blame Impact Wrestling. Winner takes all match. So this is for all the belts. Deonna Purrazzo defending her AAA women's title, the Reina de Reinas. I believe if I said that correctly.
Yes,
I did.
You did. Good job.
Thank you. My Chinese is getting there. All right. The Rok-C defending her Ring of Honor title. The women's Ring of Honor championship. Great match between these two. Told a good story in the ring. One thing I always talk about, love a great match, working on that limb. And that's one thing that Deonna Purrazzo is great at in a match. Given the submissions, she wants to work over that arm, work over the shoulder, break it up so that, their defense is down. So, Lisa, your thoughts?
I thought it was a good match. It was exciting to see Rok-C in the ring for the first time. I thought she did a really good job against Deonna. Unfortunately, she did lose, but I think she really showcased herself. So we'll be seeing more of her, fingers crossed.
Yeah, and that's something else that I want to talk about just for a minute, because there is a lot of speculation out there. We don't know what's going on with Rok-C.
Mm-hmm.
We knew they were going to work together at some point. We found out it was going to be the week after pay-per-view. We got that. And I said this on the live reaction show. She's got one more tryout up north. I know there's a lot of different eyes from a lot of different companies on Rok-C right now. Rok-C apparently is even going to show up on MLW television at some point in the future. Why, I don't know.
Well, they're in Texas. When in Texas.
Oh, is that it? What now? There would have had to have been like another woman in the ring. Was there another woman in the ring for that, or because we know MLW's track record? With women.
They did announce what the match was, but I forget what it was. They did announce her opponent, I believe. So
okay, all right. Because last time I checked, they had one woman on their roster.
Yeah, I don't think it was a rostered woman. I think it was probably another local, but I'm not positive.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully they get a good match out of it. So who knows what the future is for Rok-C, but wherever she goes, they're getting a bright young talent. Only a few years in the business. She's young. She's coachable. She's moldable. So who knows? Who knows? Any opinion on that, Alicia, where you would like to see her go?
Impact or wherever she ends up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's.
I tend not to make a big stink about where people go because work is work. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Oh, Miranda Gordy. That's Gordy's daughter.
Yeah. Bam.
Bam. Wow. I've been hearing stuff about her that she's very new to wrestling. I mean, obviously, I'm talking about she's not new to the world of wrestling, but as far as her wrestling in the ring herself, she's new in the ring.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yes.
That's a huge name down south. Tied with
the
classic.
You gotta go with the Gordy Dave. Yeah.
Yeah. Between that and Von Erich, that's all classic down there. Yeah. So, yeah. Any other thoughts on this, Bill?
Oh no, that's only Chris Sabin can say it better than I.
I love this match.
There you go.
And now this is going to be, if you're a fan of wrestling, if you're a fan of the knockouts or women's wrestling in general, this is going to be the best match you see on a television this week. And Deonna, whatever bogus polls are on the internet or publications that think they're more than a rag put out there, Deonna is the best female wrestler in the world right now. I don't think there's really debate on that. And it's really not even close. But she, once again, she can make, still talented, but she can make other ones look very good. She's so good that, like, when you're that good, no matter who you wrestle, you're going to make them look pretty good. But I hadn't seen Rok-C before Mania Week, but I listened to that Deonna interview where she mentioned her, Willow Nightingale, and I was like, who's this Rok-C? And then I heard how young she was. I'm like, Deonna's putting over someone that young? But then I saw her during Mania Week, and she is really good. She's talented. She does her moves. She's very fluid. Like, I haven't heard her talk much, so that's probably a place to grow. But you can see all the tools there. That's someone, just because they're so young, they're just imagining what she can be in 3 years, 5 years. The sky's the limit. It's very much like Tessa was. Moldable, same thing. Like you got a star there, like Deonna is today. So no, I think this main event, we just saw Deonna main event Hard to Kill, which many of us are saying is one of the best pay-per-views of this era of Impact Wrestling. Deonna's killing it, man. I don't think we could put her over enough because she really doesn't get the credit she deserves. Like people will throw out like, oh, Deonna's a top 10 women's wrestler. Come on. Don't even give those type of acknowledgments because if you're not going to put her at the top, Ricky Bobby again. Right. Number one's the only place for Deonna Purrazzo.
Well, yeah, and it's wrestling is subjective. I would absolutely put her in the top 3 as far as what we're currently watching across the board today.
I am the f***ing greatest.
Well, okay. Sassy. All right. All right. Well, so Deonna Purrazzo comes off with the win. She beats her with the what's it called? The Venus, the Milo. Is that
yeah, the 2-arm. Yeah. Because they had the 1 arm, the Fujiwara.
Yeah.
I do like this idea of who's behind the attack. Though there's no Ring of Honor connection at all, but I love it.
Well, and that's the thing. There's so many things going on across the indies. It could be a million different things of what it could be. If there is a bigger picture to this.
They could go so many directions because you have the stuff with New Japan, AAA, and then you got people like EC3 out there with connections to the company. Jeff Jarrett. There's so much out there. Kurt Angle.
Right. There's all sorts of. I mean, there's people that are bugging Jeff Jarrett on his podcast all the time, as far as what is his next move. And he'll even admit in interviews, he's like, yeah, man, the time is right for another company to pop up. But is he going to do it? We don't know. We got to wait and see, because he certainly has done it a few times before, successfully / unsuccessfully. So we're just going to wait and see. I'm loving this though. So, and then the fallout of that is she's got the championships there, the AAA Women's Championship, the Ring of Honor Women's Championship, and Maria Kanellis from Ring of Honor
slithers into the ring.
Yeah, see, that's a good way of putting it. Slithers into the ring.
Because she's a snag.
What kind of snag?
A slippery snag.
Well,
sorry.
So she is then ultimately surrounded by all the Ring of Honor guys, and you got to give Matt credit here. He comes to her defense.
Another face move from a heel.
Yeah. So he's there to defend her honor and try to help her, and they just swarm him. I don't think they laid a hand on her. I'd have to play the whole thing.
No, they didn't. She rolled out as soon as Raywald got in.
Okay. All right. So they nailed him. They destroyed him.
It was Deonna all along.
It was. Jeez. And then so they're standing tall in the ring. The last part of Team Eddie Edwards, or what did you call it? Or Team Die Hard. Team Die Hard is the soldiers. They come running out. They get dismantled. And I don't think anyone else came out.
Yeah, they're running roughshod right now.
That's it. And so Team Ring of Honor is standing tall at the end of this, and we go off the air.
Impact.
No Jonathan Gresham. No, none of these guys. Even the odds, all the good guys take it out. We'll see. Like, remember when Kenny was champion and all the heels were joining with the faces and like, we got to get that belt off that guy. I feel like that's about to happen here. I think you're going to see, you saw it tonight. I think a lot of the heels are going to start being like, what's the deal with these Ring of Honor guys? Like Macklin did tonight. Like Raywald. They're not going to take this. Lie down.
I'm starting to see Tommy Dreamer's name pop up in there. I don't know.
Oh, could be. That Tommy. Tommy. Stay backstage, Tommy. Stay backstage, Tommy. We don't need you in the storyline right now.
I think that's the safest place for him right now, honestly.
On that note.
Right? That's your 2 seconds of fame on our podcast tonight. Any other thoughts from this episode as we get out of here tonight?
Strong Fallout show. from Hard to Kill, which you would expect, but it's really building with that show looking next week. Really, really interesting. And it's going to go right into the next set of tapings the following night. So it's going to be a quick turnaround with the new schedule they have here. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. See what happens with BTI during the week, and then big show Thursday, and then it's just how much will sneak out from these tapings with all the New Japan. I think you're going to hear more announcements. It gets the impression that during this week, I'm guessing another big name or two gets dropped. Either somebody like another New Japan person showing up, maybe something AAA related. Maybe we'll see. I think there's going to probably be a surprise that's not announced at these tapings. So
I love all the different names that are popping up here. It's Samoa Joe. It's BQ. You guys. It's Goldilocks. Come on. It's Trent. No, Trent's in Hawaii. Trent is. All right.
Perfect place for a mastermind to orchestrate all the shenanigans. Anyway,
he's running.
This looks like a guy behind it. Looks just like it. Like I can imagine that guy being behind this.
Dear God. Gorgeous. All right. Let's wrap it up and do the socials and goodbyes and whatnot. Alicia, where can they find you?
you can find me on Instagram and Twitter under the handle Alicia B. Kiki. I'm also lurking on the Discord too, judging you guys.
Judging.
Watching and judging. Heart hands. Ha ha ha.
Heart hands. All right. See, this is why I don't go on social media anymore. I don't want to be judged.
Don't.
Nicely judging.
Oh, okay. Friendly judging, right. Bill, where can they find you?
Mainly on the Twitter. Same name on the Instagram, William M. Gardner. But this weekend, I will be at PPW in Broadheadsville, PA. Deonna, Tasha Steele will be there. So definitely check that out if you're local. And then I think I'll see a good number of you at the Fort Lauderdale tapings the next Friday and Saturday. So looking forward to that. And we'll see you guys. Let's see. I guess Sunday dinner will be the next show here. So, but no, definitely. If you want, feel free to get that contact via the Discord too. Get that information flowing. J-Boat, where can they find you?
You can find me over in that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast, where we're smashing other stuff in the worlds of professional wrestling, namely AEW and some other news that floats my way that I feel like talking about. You can find that on YouTube and Twitch. Go ahead and head on over to the YouTube and give that old sub button a punch. Sub to the channel. You can find it on audio too. As far as me personally, you can find me on the Twitter box at JBone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150. This show, just all you got to do is Google We Talk Impact, and our stuff pops up all over the place, especially the audio for this. You can find it at Apple iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, iHeart Radio, Spotify, SoundCloud, Pandora, worldwide. Trying to always list off a couple others. I know I'm forgetting a few. But
wherever you can find your podcast.
Wherever you find your podcast audio, there TNI is. So yeah, back on Sunday. Sunday they also I want to promote the Patreon. Now is a great time at the beginning of the year to jump into Patreon And one of the bonuses for joining the Patreon is because we like to share some shows in the what we like to call the Treehouse Theater in that portion of the Discord. So to our patrons, what is going to be shown this weekend, Bill?
Terminus, Jonathan Gresham's promotion, featuring Moose, featuring Jordan Grace, many others. But it looks like a very good show, very strong show.
Yeah. So join us there on Sunday for that one. I don't know if we're going to be reviewing it. I don't know if I'm going to be reviewing it over on Smash's podcast, but by all means, join us in.
Well, since it's Sunday, I think pretty much the family dinner, which is a Patreon show Sunday night, I'm sure will be covered partially in that.
It could be. It depends on when it ends.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to talk about the timing of that as well off the air. So we'll see when that all happens. But nonetheless, that's it for this one. Am I forgetting anything?
Nah.
No.
Yeah, I think that's it until then. That the normal. Well, it won't be the normal. It'll be like this past week. We're gonna do. Well, do we know yet? Are we doing episode 2 of
No,
Fox
we're just
Sports
gonna
Net, or just something else on Tuesday?
We're gonna do some random throwback.
Type
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't decided yet.
Okay,
we'll figure it
so
out.
there'll be a different throwback on Tuesday. Hey, part of the 20 year. This is the 20th year of Impact Wrestling, so we'll maybe do something appropriate for that. And then, then the UK boys on Wednesday, and then back doing this all again. This routine next Thursday.
Yep, the live reaction with the review following at Thursday night from Impact on Access TV. All right.
Yeah, hit that like button. Subscribe.
Yes. For Alicia and this gentleman next to me here, Front Row Bill, I'm J Bone. This is TNI. We'll see you later. Good night.